Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the beautiful lobby at Havenwood today. And we are all gathered together for some of the work that collectively we've done over the past year. There's going to be a few words here and there, some recognition, so I just want everybody to be as patient as possible. We've got a couple of camera crews that are shooting today, our own internal crew. We've got Concord TV, which is an honor to have them. Kim's shooting some stills, and Jane is shooting some stills, and she's helped us on so many photos over the past couple of years. So everybody who's behind a camera, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. It makes a big difference when we show people out there in the world the work that we do through photos. So I'd like to introduce Ted Diers, who's the chair of the Concord Street Tree Committee, and he's going to open up with a few words, recognize some of the people who have been part of the process, tell you a little bit about what this is all about, and then maybe there will be an exchange of a piece of hardware of sorts, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about some of our donors this year that we've had. So, Ted,
great.
Welcome to Havenwood Heritage Heights.
Thank you. It is truly an honor to be here today. It is a beautiful place, and it's great to see all of you. I serve as sort of a tree hugger in chief, I guess, here in Concord. I chair our Street Tree Committee, and the Street Tree Committee is really about trying to make sure that we continue to have a healthy tree population to augment our healthy human population here in the city. And so over the past 30 years, we've seen a significant decline in the canopy species throughout the city. And so we look for bright spots. We look for people who are doing the hard work to try to make sure that we have not only, the healthy infrastructure in our city for water and sewer and streets, but a healthy green infrastructure of our trees and other vegetation throughout the city that makes it not only a beautiful place to be, but also a healthier place to be, a cooler place to be, a place that absorbs stormwater and carbon and provides better air quality for us all to breathe. So we're here really to celebrate both trees and the contributions of you all towards making Concord a better place. We invented this award. It's called our Tree Champion Award in cahoots with the Concord Chamber of Commerce, and I'm joined here by Marceau, who's been on the job for a month.
Yes,
but she knows everything there is to know about the chamber. And so I'm going to let her say a few words about this award and the chamber and our partnership, and then we'll continue on to the sort of main events. So Bree, take it away.
Thank you. So hi, everyone. As mentioned, I'm the new president of the Greater Concord Chamber of Commerce, and Havenwood Heritage Heights has been a member of ours for a long time. And we're so proud to represent businesses such as Havenwood Heritage Heights. And particularly to be here with you today to celebrate this tree award is really exciting. So when you think about trees, they don't just beautify our streets and help the ecosystem, but it's also a sign of life and of vibrancy. It's a place for folks to gather together. So we thank you, Michael, for all that you've done, you and your team, to earn this award, and congratulations to all of you.
Great. Thanks, Bree. So the award, the Tree Champion Award, is really we developed this so that we can recognize businesses and individuals who are contributing to the green space within Concord. I'm also pleased to be joined up here by Jim Milliken. So Jim was the last year's winner and our inaugural winner of the award. Jim Milliken is with Modern Woodman Financial Services, and the reason why we recognized Jim, just to let everybody know, was because he and his company have been donating trees to the city for decades. And they've donated hundreds of trees over the years, and it's been a remarkable partnership. And he's been a remarkable champion for trees. But this year's award, let's get to the main event here. This is thank you very much. This is our award. And this is actually on this tree, this is on ash. And the insignia here was from an ash imprint of an ash that was dying. And so we've used this as to show kind of that significance of why we have to keep planting trees, because we do have challenges with some of the species we have, as well as recognizes the achievements of our partners, especially our corporate partners, making this a better place. So Mike, and all of the people who live here and work here, your staff, the groundskeepers, and the donors of all the trees, on behalf of the city and the chamber, it is a great pleasure to award you our Tree Champion 2025. Take it away, Mike.
Thank you. Before I say a few words about this beautiful award, probably would be a great idea. Ted, tell us who else is in the room today, because we've got a room full of people. We want to do a lot of recognitions about, who brought this to bear, and you've got one heck of a team behind the scenes that you want to make sure that we recognize.
Right. I just have to point out Beth Fenstermacher, who's the Deputy City Director. I just screwed it all up. And John Reagan, who's a stalwart member of our tree committee and one of the great volunteers here within the city. And do you have other members of the chamber that came? Not today?
No.
Okay, great. Oh, and also Stephanie from, she is doing the media, social media work for the city of Concord. Did I miss anybody? No. Okay. Thank you, Mike.
All right, well, thank you so much. I've written a lot of things down because I want to make sure that I do cover a lot of the bases, but this is a really beautiful award. It's beautifully presented, and it's really representative of, when you talk about trees, that the way this is made, the way it's presented, and I'll pass this around so everybody can kind of really touch it and feel it, is really a great honor for Havenwood Heritage Heights to put among some of the nice honors we've received throughout the years. So this is an effort on the part of the entire organization to get to this point. We did our first ever Earth Day at a very high magnitude this past year. Actually, it was April 22nd. And the work that went into that led up to that beautiful day, turned out to be one of the nice days of the spring, if you remember, because we had a lot of rain early in the season. And we had close to 200 residents that participated in making Earth Day a special day to make the campus look beautiful, clean, that the plants and the trees, we did some trimming of trees, and we had lots of things that happened before this all even happened. But this is really kind of made possible by the team effort of the staff and residents and many vendors combined to get us to a great, successful Earth Day. Now, one of the things that we did was we also had people donate trees to give back to Mother Earth. That was a big thing for us to put some trees in the ground. And so I want to start out by saying we could never have put those trees in the ground without having a couple of residents who are on site who have expertise in trees, locations, species, etc. So why don't we first start out today, and we've done something nice for each of them just to have a little bit of a representation of how you contributed to this particular day. Dana, why don't you come up? We'll first start on our right, and we'll give this to Dana. We'll give you a hug. And thank you, Dana, for all the work that you did and all the teachings that you did also, because we know how to trim branches and we know how to do some pretty cool things. And so Dana was instrumental in looking at the locations on Haven where a tree could have a chance, could survive. And so we put a lot of trees in this past year at Havenwood. And we've had lots of trials and tribulations about the drought and watering them, and tree bags, and bugs, and you name it. We've dealt with pretty much everything. So thank you for being part of that. That means a lot to us. And we're going to have you come back in a little bit because we're going to take lots of pictures so you can share with your family and friends. And I also want to recognize Bob Butler, Bob, come on up. Bob, thank you very much for being part of this. You and Dana are great tree supporters of this award, so you have an award that's designated differently than everyone else. Bob has been the chair of the grounds committee at Heritage Heights for, I was going to say forever, but he just whispered 11 years. And he is going to retire from that after doing an impeccable job. But once again, Bob was out there on the campus looking at sites, locations, where a tree would be needed, and where a tree might do well and survive. So Bob, we thank you for your service and your support. And we're going to bring you and Dana back up in a little bit because we want to take lots of pictures. We've got Kim, we've got Jane, and we want you to walk away with something in history books about today.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. Okay, I want to do some recognitions, but before we get to the next set of the tree donors, just quickly I want to make sure we cover bases in my notes. So as I kind of pan the room, I look out there and I see people who are incredible supporters of the lifestyle and community here at Havenwood Heritage Heights. They put a lot of work and effort in behind the scenes. You don't always hear about it or see it. But I do know that Bev McGuire, who's our current chairperson at Heritage Heights of the Resident Association, the cheerleading that you do, the words of wisdom that you give and the encouragement is kind of unsurpassed. I know you're going out of that role in the near future, but in the 2 years you've done it, it's definitely a 2 thumbs up. You've done an incredible job. So she's in the room today. And I also see Karen Jewell sitting here to my right, who's the incoming chair of the Havenwood Association. She's now done this job for about 2 to 3 months. And you didn't say it felt like 2 to 3 years, so that's good. And is kind of learning all the ins and outs of how to do this job. But she's always been a supporter and a cheerleader and a person of great optimism. So when I look out and I see those types of people who can help us move the bar, it's great to have them as part of the community, part of the lifestyle of Havenwood Heritage Heights. So very, very happy to have them in the room. I also want to say that, well, I'm going to be recruiting you for the Havenwood Heritage Heights Board of Directors, as you probably already know, because we have a long tradition of having Tim Sink and Valerie Blake on this board in your new role, and the work that you've put in that organization to get to that role is amazing. We would want to have you as part of this organization. We love the Chamber of Commerce. We've had all kinds of events with the Chamber, more than any other organization that we can even think about in Concord. I serve the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, which is probably, on all the boards I've ever served on, it is an incredible board. It's a large group of people who love Concord and do a great job. And so your leadership is going to be really unparalleled in anything that has happened in the recent history, because you're going into the future. And so is Concord. So happy to recruit you. But we'll have a personal conversation at some point down the line. And it's just nice to have these folks in the room. But Anna Marie is one of our cheerleaders behind the scenes, who's not only a former board member at Havenwood Heritage Heights, she comes to all the groundbreakings, because she's our official groundbreaking person that she just loves the work that we do. And we recruited her to the board many years ago, and you had your grandparents were here right in this building for a long time. So, I mean, she knows the work that we do, and she was good enough to be a long-term 9-year board member. And now we've had her for a couple years afterwards. I see Leo. I want to say something twice about Leo. So Leo, you'll have to pay me later. But Leo is also a former board member of the Havenwood Heritage Heights Board of Directors and is a consummate cheerleader of the work we do. He gets it. He knows about the quality of what we do, how we do it, how difficult it is to do it. And so he stands behind us on a lot of the work that we do to make our residents' quality of life the best it can be. So I think with that said, let's talk about the trees that went in the ground. So we're giving something back to Mother Earth during Earth Day, and it's a very special thing that yes, we can clean up sticks and twigs and rake lawns and do thatching and all that, and we did a lot of that. We trimmed a lot of trees, did a lot of cool stuff. But when you're giving something back to Mother Earth, like a tree, that can last a very, very, very long time. Not all trees last a long time. Does everybody know that? Dana probably knows that. Bob knows that. You all know that. Missy, is Missy here today? What's her last name? Sheldon. Missy Sheldon, one of the newest residents that live here, taught me over the summer about bittersweet, which is really hurting Concord and the state of New Hampshire, which is a very invasive species that will choke a tree out. I pointed it out to my wife the other night in our neighborhood walk. I'm like, those 2 trees have bittersweet, and they were dead. And you might know Beth, because Beth's also a neighbor in the neighborhood and walks the neighborhood. And I look for that kind of stuff when I walk through the neighborhood now, and somebody came in and took those trees down 2 days ago with a crane. But they were huge trees that just over the years, they had been choked out.
You will never stop seeing bittersweet now.
I know.
You'll see it everywhere.
I know. I see it everywhere, and I see it in my dreams. But because we're trying to always educate and do the best thing for Mother Earth, our residents stepped up, and they put some trees in the ground. And some of these trees that went in the ground were personal. They're very emotional. It's not just, well, I'll give you the money to put a tree in the ground. It beautifies the campus, but sometimes it also does something else. It helps heal. It helps somebody cope. And those trees going in the ground as living organisms mean a lot. You already know that. Yes. Because you do so much of it. So I want to recognize some of these folks, and we're going to take lots of pictures later and have you come up. But maybe for the moment, if you stand, and let's see, I need a good runner. I know that. Let's see, Rachel, you're one of my fitness experts. You're a good runner. So when I mention a name, would you just kindly bring them one of those buttons off the piano? Okay, you don't have to run. Leo Van Beaver. Leo, thank you for donating a tree. And that tree, you know where it resides, in the 300 area, beautiful tree. So we couldn't do it without you. I know that we have Al and Candy Ports sitting over there, and you don't have to get up because Rachel is going to bring you these buttons, and you each will have a button as a champion tree donor to Havenwood Heritage Heights. Thank you so much. I pan the room and I see Joanne Varga. We had a special, you don't even have to get up, but we always have special moments. It's why I love you so much, because they're always special moments. But this tree meant a lot to you to put in the ground, and not only put it in the ground, but put it in the ground on the Heritage Heights campus where you and your husband originated from. So you're a tree champion. Thank you. Sometimes in life you put a tree in twice, right? It happens. Not all trees take, and some trees are harder. Linda Ottery, you're my 2-tree champion. And thank you for selecting a very difficult tree to put in the ground, a willow. But you did that for a reason, in honor of your husband, and a tree that you both always wanted together, and you knew those were difficult trees to grow. And I think it's growing right now. We'll find out more in the spring. But thank you so much for being you. Another tree that has a lot of meaning and symbolism, and they all do, is Vilma, the tree we put in the ground for you, not too far from where you live. And so our relationship is growing and growing and growing. We've had lots of fun together. But thank you for being a tree champion this year. As a relatively new resident as well. So greatly appreciated. Somewhere is Linda Skaggs. Linda, thank you for being a tree champion and getting a tree in the ground this year. You are, the 1 in a million resident that we all love to meet in our lives, and everybody's like that, but you are extraordinary in so many respects, And Linda will be opening her home on Tuesday to the China delegation, which is going to be very cool. And I can't wait to get back there and see your home, because you always do such incredible things. But thank you for being a tree champion this year. It means a lot. Working our way through our list, because I thought I saw Jane Anderson sitting right in the middle. Jane is a Heritage Heights resident. Jane, thank you for being a tree champion this year. It means a lot, getting that tree in the ground and the related signage that goes with it in the ground, because we did that twice. We got it right. And there's a beautiful tree sitting there. So thank you for doing that. I would never ask anybody to put a tree in the ground if I didn't do it myself. So you can't ask for funds without doing it yourself. So Kate and I put a tree in the ground. I don't know where it is. I think I know where it is. It might be in the 100 area. I know we've got lots of walkers here that walk the campus, but I think it's in the 100 area someplace. And when you're a fundraiser, you don't ask people to give unless you give yourself. So we did that in honor of our recent little baby, Sabrina, my daughter's first daughter, and it was a very cool thing to do, and I would do it 10 times over if I had a chance to do it. So Kate's not here, but we should give Kate a round of applause. That would be pretty cool. I want to recognize Paige Poole, who's an employee who jumped on the bandwagon because when he heard about it, he was one of the first people to show up. Paige did it in honor of a great HHH friend and colleague who passed away this past year, well before his time. That tree sits in front of Tad's place. It's a beautiful memorial, and it's a happy moment to see that tree there each and every moment in honor of a former employee who was part of our team, our family. And that was part of the emotion of the day. We never expected we'd do that, but we wanted to do that. And that'll go down in time and history. It's a forever thing. So thank you, Paige. We have a lot of cool vendors that work for Havenwood Heritage Heights. Like they're, in the NBA basketball analogy, in my opinion, they're like the sixth person off the bench. They fit right in. They do the stuff that you never even expect them to do. But I want to recognize Pete Johnson, representing Cobb Hill Construction, for being the kind of person that not only builds buildings, but they carry people's groceries into their homes when they see people who have a need. They salute people who pass away and are being taken out of the community by the undertaker because they know the importance of that person to the community, and everybody in Cobb Hill stops and they salute the person going out. I don't know who does that anywhere. That's why this organization is way more than just the employees and the residents. It's the vendors who are part of the family. So Pete Johnson, thank you for being a tree donor. I'd also like to recognize, and some people might not be here right now, and I might be glossing over them. Because when you stand in a room in front of a lot of people with a lot of things to say, you might forget one or two things. But if you know Isaiah, who is our snow remover, a job that I don't want and nobody in this room wants, it's a thankless job, but they do an amazing job to keep our residents safe because we are in New England and we get 5 months of weather, snow, sleet, rain, freezing rain. And Isaiah put a tree in the ground as well. So a round of applause for Isaiah. All right, now, did I forget anybody who put a tree in the ground that I'm not seeing? Because I'm in a daze. A lot of trees were put in the ground, and not all the trees that were put in the ground were donor trees. We selectively put some additional trees in the ground because we thought it was the right thing to do. It made sense to do it in certain locations. So I am very happy and honored to receive this award in front of everybody on the team, because I'm really receiving this award for the team, for the family, for the vendors, for the city of Concord. We hope that we are a good neighbor to everybody in Concord. We've been told that we are, and we appreciate that. Jim Boulay used to live across the street from Heritage Heights, so he was our mayor for a very long time, and we want to be a good neighbor to everyone, and if we can actually inspire anybody by putting trees in the ground, we hope that that is somewhat infectious. And I'm appreciative today that you're all here, and you're all helping us do the mission work of Havenwood Heritage Heights. I think that Dr. Barrows is probably looking down on us right now, because I know there's some sunshine beaming through these windows. And I feel that. And so this is what we do as an organization. I want to thank our maintenance team for being as good as they are and doing as much as they do. I want to thank Charles, who I don't know if he's standing behind me someplace, for as good as he is in all that he does, and the passion he puts into trees and plants and flowers. None of this can happen without those teammates behind the scenes. They may not be here right now today, but a round of applause for them so they can hear it. So Ted,
Mike?
we received this award.
Absolutely.
With great honor and humbleness that we might continue to carry on in the future, to continue to love our trees, rid the campus of bittersweet, if that's at all possible, learn more stuff about trees and plants and shrubs all the time, and always be a contributor to making the environment as best it can be, because I think we need oxygen in the environment. I think we need beauty in the environment, in the world that we live in today. Let's make a small dent, and if our HHH butterfly's wings start to flap, it could make an impression on others.
And I hope you'll come back next year to help give this award
to
next year's recipient.
We're all going to load in the bus, and we're going to do it.
All right. Great. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Thank you.